Well, Jim, another question we've heard from a lot of people in the last few days. Obviously, we're going to talk about WrestleMania on the Drive-Thru, which comes out tomorrow as this comes out on Tuesday. But there was a go-home show, Smackdown, on Friday, and the program ended with a interview with John Cena, which turned into, I guess, a little bit of an angle with John Cena, if we can call it that. I don't know what to call it. We'll get your take in a second, but John Cena.
Whoever wrote that angle had a little bit of the bubbly.
It was John Cena.
Maybe
and
a little bit of the fucking purple microdot.
Bray Wyatt. I know that you did get a chance to check this out. What are your thoughts?
I know you did get a chance to check this out because you're the one that made me fucking watch it. You said, did you see what I tweeted? I said, no, I didn't watch the fucking video or whatever, but you got to watch it. Why have we now reached the point where every wrestling promotion on the planet Earth has an invisible wrestler or a disappearing wrestler or a teleporting wrestler or a reappearing wrestler? I wish all these people that appear and disappear would disappear and not reappear. From the whole unbelievable, to quote Don Knotts in A Ghost of Mr. Chicken, the horribleness and the awfulness of it will never actually be forgotten. Well, the creepy, spooky music, did the Bray Wyatt just have somebody on the back with an organ that he could cue to cue the creepy, spooky music when he surprised John Cena? Was Cena supposed to be scared of the fucking creepy little goddamn hand puppets when it's clearly somebody behind the fucking railing with their hand up a sock puppet's ass?
Does Bray Wyatt have a team of puppeteers?
Bray Wyatt has a team of evil puppeteers. Puppeteers that have sold their souls in the service of Satan and are now waiting the opportunity to crawl behind barricades and hide from pro wrestlers while they stick their hands up sock puppets' anal orifices.
And by the way, real quick, why are there barricades if there are no fans?
Fuck, I wish they'd put up some more fucking blockades and obstacles and barricades for me seeing shit like this. Yes, that is stupid. You're correct. But when we had fans that wanted to knife us and kill us in Mid-South, you couldn't find a goddamn barricade. They had a clothesline strung around the ring. Now they got a fucking arena that's not only completely empty, but it's illegal to go into it, and they got barricades. Fucking hell. But all that was goofy enough. John just standing there, a major star, just standing there putting up with all this stuff and acting bewildered and possibly fearful, if not cautious or guarded. And then suddenly the fucking guy appears in the ring and goes boo and scares him. And then the lights go out and they come back on and he's gone. He's disappeared again. What the Why? I say, why? I don't know what to say about that. I'm not critiquing wrestling here because there's nothing about this doesn't have anything to do with professional wrestling. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I'm watching science fucking fiction. Yeah, horror movies are cool because they tell a story that you can actually kind of believe, if it's a good one, could happen. They set up a premise that's supposedly somewhat plausible. You can stumble into a goddamn family of inbred fucking decrepit hillbillies in the wilds of Arkansas somewhere, and they could potentially want to eat you and skull fuck you or whatever the fuck. Or, yes, Frankenstein, okay, a brilliant scientist. Fucking, with what they knew in 1812, a brilliant scientist puts dead bodies together and fucking hits it with a shot of lightning and it comes back to life but goes horribly wrong. At least there's some attempt to make it seem like that it could happen, and then that's what's scary about the horror movie. But you, down deep, it's a fucking horror movie. Well, here, this is something that's supposed to be presented as legitimate, but it's not, and the people don't even get into it because since it's supposed to be presented as legitimate, you can't even lose yourself in, well, that guy could really be supernatural, because he's not. You're not even creating a fictional world where you then try to tell a plausible story. You are taking a world that's supposed to be nonfiction and doing stupid shit in it that can't actually really happen. So you're doing the exact opposite of the proper method of storytelling, in my opinion. Does that make any sense?
It does. And my point with my tweet was, I wrote that this is what bothers me about the Matt Hardy, Chris Jericho stuff, is because this WWE style of entertainment is what I want an alternative to. I don't want another version. I don't want a rival version of this type of entertainment. I want professional wrestling.
You mean you want a sports-based presentation introducing statistics and analytics to the game?
Which would be the exact polar opposite of what WWE is. That's exactly what I want. And I think that's the opportunity that's there for AEW. So when they introduce teleporting Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho fighting with drones and comedy skits with him saying, "Send out the hounds," and another cameraman is there to film a bunch of small dogs running out, I could appreciate it if it was on Adult Swim or Comedy Central. But it doesn't belong here, and part of the reason why it bothers me is because this is what WWE is doing. I want something different than this, not another version.
Oh, but now wait a minute. If you tell the all petite wrestling fans that their show is doing the same shit as WWE is doing, well, they'll scream at you. They'll say, "Well,
No!
you suck.
No! It was funny! Wrestling's
so
supposed to be funny!
And silly."
You can't say you didn't laugh when Chris Jericho gave the drone his shirt!
Yes, I can say that. I can say I didn't laugh because somebody actually, I think, either tweeted this or I read it somewhere on a comment when I was looking at the YouTube channel or whatever. But basically they said Cornette flips out about this shit because he's not just looking, is this moment funny or is this moment entertaining? Or is this person being entertaining in this moment because I have not only studied this but booked this? I'm looking at how this affects my business or the business in 6 months or a year and long term down the road. What type of feeling do I want this guy to give the fans? Do I want him to be viewed as a legitimate ass-kicking guy that blah, 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 or do I want him to have been remembered as being a kind of a jolly joker? I look at this shit and I go, no, each individual thing is not going to kill the business is already dead. Let's face it. It's an embarrassment. Professional wrestling. You can find some good guys some places, but you can't watch a show now from pretty much any fucking promotion all the way through without saying something is fucking stupid. But I look at how the cumulative effect that shit like this has on the business. And in 5 years, 10 years, or whatever, it's not going to do it any good, just like the stupid shit we did 20 years ago didn't do us any good 10 years ago. It's not hard to see this shit coming. And it gets further and further into goofiness and further into entertainment. And the people following go further and further into smaller numbers. In 20 years, we've lost 4/5 of the audience from 10 million people on a Monday night to 2 million people. And part of it is because of all the stupid shit we did 20 years ago. We had Steve Austin and The Rock. We had fucking Undertaker and Mick Foley. We had major stars that were going to fucking draw because they were over. We did too much hot shotting and too much bullshit and too much shit-stained shit where everybody got to do something and people saw fucking car wrecks in every segment when they didn't need to because the crowds were going to be there because the guys on top were the ones drawing. And then when we lost Austin and Rock to Hollywood, Austin to a horrible heel turn and bad booking, and WCW as an alternative, we lost half the audience. And now that wrestling is supposed to be under this big resurgence, we have a quarter of the audience. And it's all because nobody except The type of fan who sits there and says all elite wrestling is great fucking pro wrestling. Nobody wants to see disappearing, teleporting, appearing, invisible, supernatural, or otherwise fucking science fiction fucking wrestling. Or that fucking stupid Lucha Underground horse shit would have taken off. Somebody told me on Impact they actually killed James Mitchell the other week. I don't watch it, and I'm not going to if that's what they're doing, but they actually killed him.
I think that's then the second death I've heard about, because I think a while back it may have been Allie, actually, the bunny from AEW, where she was stabbed to death on Impact. I may be wrong.
She was stabbed to death. I remember when I was on the booking committee in WCW, TBS sent us a memo because we put a plastic bag over Ric Flair's head. Now they can just come out and kill people. Then actually that had been the third death. Allie and James Mitchell, but first came their fucking ratings. So this is what it is.
For those of you wondering, as you're listening to this, Jim has not yet watched the Boneyard match, and we are recording this Sunday morning, so he has not seen whatever it is they're going to do tonight on WrestleMania. So
that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow.